companies, coal companies, and gas companies. That means ExxonMobil. That means Chevron. That means Peabody Coal. They've got to be named. Their CEOs have got to be household names. They've got to be held responsible. And they've got to be willing. If not willing, they've got to be compelled by legislation and by litigation and by protests at the consumer level and at the investor shareholder level with the pension fund shareholders, worker pension fund shareholders. They've got to be forced into either adapting to the requirements of a safe biosphere or they are going to be left behind. Now, right now, fossil fuels are dominant in the world, and they are moving the world to a kind of ecological omnicide. And that is not too strong a word when you see what's happening in Alaska and in the Andes and in Greenland, not to mention what's happening in other places of the world in terms of climate change. Now, they have an economic doctrine that they use in order to establish a controlling processes over your minds. One of the doctrines is we can't make this shift to a benign ecosphere without enormous trillions of dollars in costs. And once they put that in front of the American people, then the American people say, well, are we willing to be taxed this much? Are we willing to pay this much for different fuel system conversions and so on? That's the wrong way to look at it. You can't accept their premise. If you accept their premise, you'll be sprawling to their conclusion, which is basically business as usual, followed by politics as usual. The premise we have to establish is that we have to move our energy economy toward greater efficiency and productivity. When you see the enormous dollar damage of pollution in this country, that is a reflection of inefficient combustion, like motor vehicles. When you see the pollution, the effect on our crops, the effect on property,